So this technique that I'm going to show you is called Sgraffito. So first, you're going to start out with the design that you want to carve out. And I have my leather hard piece of clay. And then you're going to take the underglaze that we're going to put on it. And you're going to brush on one even coat. This can be used with colored slip, or you can use an underglaze to do this. And this goes on greenware, so your project that has not been fired yet. So you just brush it on with one even coat. You don't want to put a lot of coats on because it'll end up just cracking off after it's been fired. Then you have to let it dry, but you still want your piece to be leather hard, so you just let the top of the surface dry where you had put the underglaze. And then you take your carving tool and you carve out your design. So you'll have two different tones. You'll have the clay color, and on our Texas white cone 5 clay, it'll look white underneath wherever you carve the lines out, and then you'll have the image in black or whatever color that you use for the Sgraffito technique with the underglaze. So I'm just going to go through and just kind of carve out all the way around, recarving out my whole design. And then I'll clean up all my edges. You do not want to use a wet brush to smooth out your edges at this, because it'll just make the paint smear and smudge into the white spots. So make sure that you just go back over it with the tool to try and clean it up. And you can kind of pat it down with your fingers to clean it up. But you just do this all the way through and just keep clearing off with the tool any little clay balls. And you can wind the walls with the flat part of the tool. But make sure you get all the detail done. And I'm just re-going over where I had first done my designs and making thicker lines, and I added a border, but you're just going to go through and carve out your whole entire design and make sure that you can see everything. So I'm just adding my detail here. And then if you get any crumblies, again, just kind of take them off with the tool. Do not use a wet brush to smooth it out. Just kind of pat it down and clear it off with your modeling tool. And then after you've done the whole entire image that you want this technique on, and you've cleaned it up, then you let it dry out and you fire it. And then we're going to put a clear coat over it to make it shiny and to seal it, but that's after it's been bisque fired. So it goes in as greenware, gets bone dry, dries out, and then we fire it. And then you have to put a clear coat to seal it and fire it again. And then you have your pottery. And this is all a low fire glazing technique. So Sgraffito can be used with the underglazes, and they're specifically designed for greenware, or you could use colored slips. And we're using underglazes on this particular project. And that's how you do the Sgraffito technique.